Let's take a look inside.
That's what it sounds like when you're trying to sleep.
Now, some of you might find that sound relaxing. I certainly do, but sometimes I'd prefer to have the room quiet. So I'm going to try something and see if I can quiet that down using what is called a DURSO standpipe. And it starts by getting these pieces. These pieces, some of them available at a hardware store, some of them I had to cut myself, are what's going to make what is called a DURSO standpipe. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video, and it'll show you how to make the right DURSO for your tank, or perhaps you can order one right from DURSO.com. But let's put this thing together. Voila, a DURSO standpipe. And this thing is was developed by this fellow DURSO who I guess, I think that was his name. Anyway, you can check out the webpage. I think he had a tank somewhere that he wanted to be real quiet. You have to drill a hole in the top so the pipe can breathe. Very small hole, just like a 1/16. And let's take it over here. Let's take it over to the tank. And before you glue or tape or do anything with it, we'll just put it in loose, like you would with any PVC plumbing. You know, you want to go ahead and test it before you actually use some of that permanent cement, which is definitely permanent. So let's take it over and drop it into the overflow here and see what happens. Okay, it's a perfect fit. I don't have a 1/4 of an inch to spare anywhere. But what happens immediately, of course, is the water will rise up. And then you'll start to get the sucking sound off the top of the DURSO. You hear that drain sound? Now that's already quieter than the bubbling brook that was going on before, but let's cap it. And there you go. A DURSO standpipe, and no more camping in the woods, no more bubbling brook. And this is what it sounds like at night after the DURSO was installed. What you're hearing is the trickling of the media, with the water pouring over the media, and the water traveling down the pipe. But you don't hear the loud sounds you were hearing earlier. Much, much better. Now that I'm sure it works, now I've gone ahead and glued down certain sections. These sections here, the coupling and the reducer, the end piece here, these are glued together using your PVC cement. And this part up here is Tefloned. It's Tefloned in case you ever need to remove this, and of course for cleaning the pipe they recommend this be Tefloned, and the cap piece is Tefloned as well, so it's snug, so it fits snugly, but it can be removed, and again probably for maintenance purposes. And this section here is glued together. So this DURSO is ready to be installed. Well, do you hear that? Neither do I. The only thing I hear now is a little bit of the trickle tower, and that's going to disappear when I add a little bit more media like some of you suggested. And so there we go. The sump continues to evolve, and I thank those of you who made the recommendation to look into the DURSO standpipe. I think it was a good idea. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to press that bell. Be sure to sub and do comment, rate, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You folks are very appreciated, especially recently when I've needed all the help in figuring out this sump. In my next video, we're going to talk about installing this 2,400 gallon per hour power head that's going to be low and on the left, and it's going to be moving detritus from left to right to the intakes of the 704B and also the overhang, the overflow tower. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up within a few days. I'm sure this monster is going to move a lot of water. I'm going to have it on a timer so that it doesn't just blow the fish around all day long. All right? Thank you for tuning in.